You just keep it in the corner. Like, oh, sorry. Sorry.
Caught me at the right time, baby. Oh, I was at the end. Made me feel like.
Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not new here, welcome back, baby. Yeah. My name is Carolyn. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. So today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on how I do my super bright under eyes that everyone seems to hate on TikTok, but yeah, I don't care. I really truly don't care. Like, I cannot emphasize on how much I don't care. Like, don't care. It's crazy how I don't care. And I know people might be like, oh, well, if you don't care, why do you always, say this? Or why do you always, reply to comments? Because I want to. Like, I feel like people can tell by the way I do my makeup and I put my makeup on. Like, you can literally tell that it looks good on me yourself. Like, I don't even have to say that. You could see it yourself. So yeah, I don't care. Let's get right into this video. We don't want to do too much talking. So yeah, of course. I mean, it is a tutorial and I want to show you guys from beginning to end. But it's like the same steps, like OG makeup steps you take. So obviously, you can start off with the primer. I'm going to be starting off with the Milk Hydro Grip Primer to prime my face. Sometimes I forget to prime my face, y'all, and that's okay. Like, if you put your makeup on, you forget to prime your face, that's fine. Like, you're not going to go to jail. Nothing's gonna, I don't think anything like changes when I put a primer on or when I don't put a primer on. I find it so funny, y'all. It could be quiet the entire time before I start doing my makeup. The minute I start doing my makeup is when you hear all type of sirens, fire trucks, noise, neighbor noises, music coming from your apartment, a bunch of doors slamming. Like, it was quiet all day. Why, when I decided to press record, is when it wanted to not make noise. But anyway, y'all, this is the MAC Studio Radiance Foundation that has serum in it, which is, good for skincare and all that stuff. So I'm gonna be using this today. I already put my primer on. Honestly, I don't know if I was supposed to put this on. I don't know if I was supposed to put this on first and then my primer, and then this. But I'm gonna add a little bit. If I'm wrong, then, well, too late now. When I got the MAC foundation, they told me to always put the serum on my face before putting on the foundation because it just, like, I guess it just makes the makeup like look better when it's on. So anyway, yeah, so now I'm gonna be applying the foundation, the shade NW50. And this foundation, y'all, is such a great match. I've used this already, like, on TikTok and everything. And it's so, I love the foundation. I love the shade match, y'all. It's just so, like, just look at that. Look at how, like, when it oxidizes in your skin, look at how, like, perfect it looks. You see that, y'all? Like, I haven't even really blended out already, like, fully, and you could already tell it's already, like, oxidizing in my skin. It just looks so good, y'all. I just, that my foundation is on, blended, and already oxidized into my skin. We are going to move on to eyebrows. Now, hold on. I know what y'all gonna say. I don't do my eyebrows on camera, and I don't. But because I've been, like, adapting new ways to do my brows. I think, like, a lot of, like, different ways to do your brows. And I've been seeing, like, this method where you use, like, some sort of, like, liquid or, like, brow freeze or, like, a master hold brow gel, whatever, to do your brows. And I've always wanted my brows to, like, stay in place when I did it. I just never really, I used to use a brush, thinking, like, the brush used to hold it, or, like, some type of soap, or sometimes I even used to use gel. Don't judge me. I hold my brow hairs specifically, and I never, like, got it to work. Go ahead and use this little small spoolie hair I got from, like, a lashes pack. And I'm gonna go ahead and apply the brow freeze to my brows. I'm going to start with the highlight. For today, I'm going to be using the Makeup by Mario what's it called? Surreal Skin. I'm going to be using the Makeup by Mario Surreal Skin Awakening Concealer. I'm using this in the shade 5 540 or in the number 540. So the first thing you want to do is when you're doing a bright under eye is just apply your concealer. Like literally just apply the concealer that you use on a daily basis. See, I can use any other concealer. It doesn't matter. You could just wear whatever concealer it is that you're wearing, or whatever concealer that you have that you normally wear, your shade, your actual shade, or it could be a little like a shade or two brighter. It's not bad advice. You can do whatever you want with your makeup. Does not matter. Please don't come for me like how y'all be coming for me on TikTok. Okay, go ahead and apply that to the inner corner of your eyes, like right here. You can apply it the way that you want to apply it. You can apply a concealer by putting a little bit. You can put it, you can have some in the corner here, it doesn't matter. So just go ahead and apply your concealer, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and apply it on my nose as well. I do not put concealer the brighter, I mean sometimes I do go in with the brighter concealer on like the bridge of my nose. Only sometimes when I feel like the highlight on my nose isn't popping out as much. So, but not all the time. Also, the only place I go in with a brighter concealer is literally my under eye. Like I do not put a brighter concealer everywhere I put my regular concealer. So I only do that for my under eye. So now you're going to set your concealer so it can blend easily. You can skip this step, or you can very well do the step. I'm using the NYX Bear With Me setting spray. Now I've been using lately a powder puff to blend out my concealer. You don't have to use a powder puff. Use whatever it is you use to blend out your concealer. A beauty blender, a brush, powder puff. Not your finger though. Just please don't use your finger. Okay? But anyway, now I'm just gonna go ahead and blend this out. And you just want to blend out underneath your eye and then bring it out like this. And as you bring it out, you just want to make sure that it's blended. Like, make sure it's blended. Okay, and now we're gonna move on to the next side. The setting, actually, this leaving your concealer on for a few minutes before blending it out gives you a better coverage. I'm not gonna lie, it really does. And also setting it gives you a better coverage as well. So it just adds to that. So it just really makes it look flawless and it blends way better. Okay, so now that that is all blended out, I stop here. When it comes to my concealer, I move on to contour. So I move on to contour because the steps that this is the steps and this is the way that I do it. There are other people that do it their own way. There are other people that actually put the concealer and then the brighter concealer and then they blend it all out. There are people that put the brighter concealer, the contour, and they blend everything out together. I do everything step by step. Like I do my contour, my bronzer on a separate note. I do my highlight, my concealer on a separate, I do all of that separately. So now for this step, I am going to contour my face. I'm going to be using the Fenty Beauty contour stick. This is in the shade Ebony. Like I said, people have their own methods and their own ways and how they do their face. This is how I do mine. So now that I contour my face, now it's time to go in with the second highlighter. But before I do that, I know that underneath my eyes are creasing already. So I'm gonna zoom in so you guys can see underneath my eyes are creasing already. So I'm gonna go ahead and blend it out with my powder puff and make sure there's no creases before I add my second highlight. So also make sure after that first layer of concealer, before you put on the second layer of your concealer for your brighter highlight, you have to make sure that the first layer is not creasing. You always want to make sure even if you have already placed the second brighter concealer, you have to make sure that's also not creasing before you put on your powder, and then your pressed powder and then your setting powder. You have to make sure that nothing is creasing, okay? So now for my brighter concealer for my bright under eye, I'm using the Tarte Cosmetics concealer in the shade Tan Sand. This is bright, but I actually want to go brighter. But that's another topic for another day. Anyway, so for this, I'm gonna go ahead and place it only in the inner corner of my eye. So I'm not gonna bring it down like when I did my first concealer, just in the corner. I'm only gonna apply a little bit in the corner right there. There, and that's it. As y'all can see, that's already bright, like that's super bright. And I wanna go brighter, so. Anyway, now to blend this out, you're just gonna go ahead and use the same. I'm using the powder puff, like I said, because actually I like the way it has a little triangle form right here. So it's like the shape of your inner corner eye. So you know it's really precise when it comes to blending. So how I'm gonna blend this out is going to just tap in the corner of my eye where the concealer is. And I'm not going to move, which means I'm going to tap in that one spot. And that one spot only. I'm not going to drag it out. I'm not going to bring it underneath my eye like this. I'm not going to drag it down. I'm not going to blend it out this way. I'm going to stay in the corner because it's only supposed to be a bright inner corner under eye. So I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to go ahead and zoom the camera up closer so you guys can see the movement and where I'm staying. So you only want to blend in this corner only. And as close to the corner as possible. So you just want to keep blending that out in that one spot. In this one spot, you just want to keep blending and blending and blending it out. Until you see that smooth transition from bright and then to regular color. If you guys see what I'm talking about. Go ahead and do this next side the same way. If you get a little on your nose, what I like about this powder puff is you could use the butt of it and you could just go ahead and buff that out. Right here. Like that. It's buffed out, and then you just want to make sure, because right after I'm done blending this out, I'm gonna go ahead and add my pressed powder right away because I do not want my under eyes to crease. Now you want to set your under eye with a pressed powder before you bake with the setting powder. Brush Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Perfecting Setting Powder. I set in the corner and then I set in this corner first because I don't want it to crease, and then I go back in and then I set everything underneath. And I normally just set with this powder before baking everywhere I applied concealer. I don't do a lot because I do after this go in and set with a loose setting powder. So I just apply a little bit just to make sure that all of that is like set. All of that liquid concealer and the highlight is set in place. Ta-da! And now I'm going to bronze my face. I'm going to be using the Fenty Beauty bronzer in Mocha Mami. I'm going to go ahead and bronze my face. I'm going to speed this part up though because I'm actually done with the under eye. But I'm going to come back to set my face with the loose setting powder, and then we're going to go ahead and finish up this look. And I'm going to show you guys the final look. Now I'm going to set with my Huda Beauty setting powder. This is in the shade Kunafa. By the way, for the concealers, I know I didn't mention, but for the first layer of concealer and the second layer of concealer, I used the same powder puff. But when I added the powder with this palette, I used a separate powder puff so that the liquid and the powder doesn't really I don't know it was gonna look any different, but I just don't trust it and I just use a different one every single time. So now I'm gonna use, as you guys can see, this is a powder puff. I do not use this for the same thing for liquid because I don't want the excess powder to go on my face when I'm blending out the liquid concealer. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and set my under eye now. I'm gonna go ahead and apply that. There, like that. A long time, you know already, I do not bake for a long time at all. But what I like to do before I brush off all of the powder is I like to apply my blush. I like to apply my blush. I don't know why, it's just a habit I picked up like recently. But I like to apply my blush before brushing off all the powder. I don't know, I just feel like it looks better. Maybe because I have the powder underneath, like in my contour, it like just makes it like, it cleans it up, if that makes sense. Like I said, if you've been watching me for a long time on YouTube, I would always announce that I do not bake for long. I don't set for long at all, y'all. Like I don't know, I just don't like to do it. I don't even know one person whom I've watched did makeup like set for a long time. I think people used to set for a long time, like a long time ago, but people stopped doing that. I don't think I ever used to do it in the first place. And that's how I do my bright under eye. It might not look too bright on camera, but it is bright, I promise you. Like I also want to go brighter so it can look bright on camera. But anyway guys, I'm gonna go ahead and add some eyeshadow, some mascara, some lashes, and do the rest of my face. And then I'm gonna be back to show you guys the final look. I'm also gonna actually set my face right now so that all of the powder and everything I mixed on my face can actually melt down together. Okay y'all, so I am done. This is the final look. As you guys can see, it's not even that bright. It really is not even that bright, but I have so many, I have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people in my TikTok comments telling me that I look like a ghost. Like, I'm not gonna lie, the first video I've ever made that got hundreds of comments and that literally went viral, where people were saying that my concealer was too bright and all it was too bright, I used the wrong lighting. Like my camera setting was in, what was it in? Let me change the setting right quickly so you guys can see what my camera setting was in. This is what my camera setting was in when I filmed that video. And even if now, it's still not even that bad. But like the lighting was off that I had set up, that was off. The setting was off. It was just all around, the lighting was just really, really bad. But like I had so many people coming for me. Okay, now it's time to change back to my regular lighting, BRB. Now we're back to the perfect lighting. So that's the lighting that my camera settings were under, and I had the literal incorrect shade of lighting shining on me. I didn't have the right amount of warm lighting. I didn't have the right amount of white lighting. And so that and the settings that my camera was in, it was clashed, and it literally made it look a certain kind of way. And I can't tell you how many times I explained that on TikTok, but I still have people like up to this day, like up to this day, people are still commenting, still telling me I look like whatever the hell, or like they still telling me I look like come in and me fix ya. They still telling me I look like a ghost, or they still telling me that it's too bright, or they still telling me that my makeup is my complexion is too dark and I shouldn't be doing, like up to this day, y'all. So I mean, I don't get it. And like I said, I don't care, but it's just funny how no matter how much times you say it that, you know, how much times you say that you don't care, you like the way your makeup is, and no matter how much times you could possibly say that the camera setting was off, my lighting was off, no matter how many times I say I love it right under eye, regardless of my camera settings being off and wrong, they still will comment. So like sometimes I would reply to 1 or 2 comments here and there, but it's like so many in a day. I just ignore them. But when I decide to say something back, please just let me have my moment, because they be just coming for me. All right, for the ones that have me on YouTube and also have me on TikTok as well. But anyway, like I was saying, it's not even that bright, and I'm definitely gonna go brighter, like, because who literally is gonna stop me? Like, no one is going to stop me. I'm going to go brighter on my concealer, but for now, y'all, this is how it looks. And it's so funny because there are people out there, y'all, that go brighter than me. There are people out there that right in this area on their nose, like literally in this seam area right here, is the color of my chair. I kid you not. I will literally pop a couple of photos on my screen so y'all could see how white these concealers be. And I'm not saying that it looks bad, it looks amazing, it looks gorgeous. But why is it when I do bright concealer, it's a problem? This is the brightest concealer I have. It's the Tarte in Tan Tan, and I'm going to get a brighter concealer in every brand that I could think of. I'm going to get the ones that's brighter than that one. Actually, I'm going to get the ones that's like yellow with like a really warmish kind of like undertone, if that makes sense. Or whatever bright one I see, I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to do my makeup with that. If I could find a white concealer, I'm going to put that white concealer in the corner of my eye and I'm going to blend it out. Because there are people, like I said, there are people way darker than me, guys, that do such a bright highlight, like such a bright highlight, and you never see anything. Sometimes you do see people comment, of course. You know, it's dark skin in this TikTok and people think that dark skin can't do nothing. But, you know, like I said, I don't care. I'm going to do whatever the hell I want. Okay, so, y'all, I am done. This is the final look. I hope you guys enjoy. I hope you guys learned something when it comes to, like, putting on your highlight and doing a brighter under eye and how to blend it and where to blend it. The placement is important. You do not drag it out. You do not bring it down. You just keep it in the corner. Like, oh, sorry. Sorry. You just keep it in the corner here and you'll be fine. You just blend it out. And yeah, y'all, I love how it looks. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Once again, do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're new here, like I said, welcome. If you're not new here, welcome back, baby. Yeah. I will see you guys in my next video. I love you guys. Bye.